Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Must be time for turtles. I think just yesterday or the day before I did a video on turtle. But this is a different turtle and somebody's having trouble when they trace it. This part of this bubble is on the turtle and they don't want that. And they want to know how to remove that. So we're going to take this. It's pretty small. I'm going to make my nudge factor 7. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace Clip Art. It's done. I'm going to move it. I'm going to say okay, and then I'm going to move it over. Now, if we go up to object and group and ungroup it, and then if we select it and we go no fill and put an outline on it, you can see that bubble is attached to the turtle. Well, we've ungrouped it. You know what? I can get rid of my yellow box now, but until I keep it. And I would get rid of some little stuff like that. And there was actually double line. But see, I'm getting rid of the bubbles, which is a pretty cool graphic. I knew that was going to happen. And then all you have to do is, so this is his main concern, to get rid of that. Well, that's pretty easy. We're going to take it and click on it, and we're going to make the whole thing a hairline. Well, at least the outside a hairline. And I'm going to, I don't know what he draws in, but we're going to draw a 2-point line. And I like making it a hairline because I think it's a cleaner. But then just take your, you don't even have to do this, but just break that off. Now, once we smart fill this, so now I'm going to take the smart fill tool, set on black, and I'm going to fill that, well, I didn't have it set on black. Let's make it black. And fill that in, you've got a good, clean surface with the exception of that little bump right there. So let's tell you what, let's move that out of the way. Let me get rid of my old one. And it's so much easier to do this on the line than do it on the colors. We can either take the shape tool and just delete those two nodes. Well, we didn't join them together. So what we need to do, this is our smart fill copy. I'm going to left click, right click, and then that way those nodes are joined. We could either use the shape tool and just delete those nodes, or I could have used the smoothing tool, which is underneath the shape tool. Let me zoom in here. Get the shape tool, smoothing tool, and click on your line and just smooth that out. And the bigger, if we made this like 0.5, you don't want to make it too big because you don't want to interfere with any other line. But you've got to click on it till you see node, and then you can smooth out that line. Now, what it did do, it only smart filled part of the turtle. And like here on my copy, I didn't get it all in. So just take your smart fill tool and get between there. And then, you can use, well, there should be some, maybe I deleted them. I didn't notice that at first. Let's go back to where it's just, yeah, I must have deleted some of those objects. So here's the original that's got all the scales on itself. So we'll just use that. That's what I did. I moved the other out of the way. And then you can just go through here very easily. Well, you know what? Let's try this. Let's try moving that out of the way, and let's select it. And then let's left click. Nope, that's going to fill the whole thing. That's what I was afraid of. So let's move that back to the original. Now at the end, you're going to want to take away all the hairline. But it's pretty easy. Just take your smart fill tool and just fill in those other spots. And this is the one where you could, see if they're too close to each other. Some of them are going to be white. Some of them are going to be black. I just wonder if we can try this. I'm going to fill in this one more with black. I wonder if we take all these and right click black, it worked. Then instead of smart filling, you could just fill them in. And then just kind of look at it. We got some more on his neck and his face, and it'd probably be easier just to smart fill them. And you're done. The only thing that really concerns me is this little bitty little bitty eyeballs. So I took away the smart fill. I would maybe get the shape tool and maybe make these eyeballs a little bit bigger. And you can see we have double lines, so we need to get rid of that. This is why I like working in hairline. Should have made the whole thing a hairline. Would make his parts of his face, and they're a little bit rough, so you could delete a node or two, delete that node, and that's not going to work. You could add a node by double clicking. And then you can just go right back to your smart. Well, I got rid of the outline now. I don't know how I did that. I'm hoping I did not ever move it. I nudged it. Let's take away. Okay, let's say this ever did happen to you, but you need the outline. Take a rectangle, make a rectangle, fill it in, and now you have an outline. And I'm just going to nudge it down, left click, right click, and then nudge it over. And I put my outline right back. And now I can take my smart fill tool and fill it back in and see how much better I think his parts of his eyes look. Anyway, and there's a little bitty black spot you could fill in there. But what I would seriously do after I'm done is take and right click no outline. One, it's going to make it look a little sharper. The space between the parts are going to be smaller. But in case you're going to cut this out, you're not going to cut it out and start cutting the inside of the line. Now, here's another thing I would do to this. Control G to group it. Let's make a duplicate of it. And we're going to do that outline trick again. And the reason we're going to do it, we're going to cut this guy out. So I'm going to fill that in, nudge it over, fill that in, nudge it over. I'm going to left click, right click. I'm going to go to Effects, and I'm going to go to Contour. I'm going to contour one time with rounded corners. Let's just say 0.5 of an inch and hit enter. That's too big. Forgot how little it was. Let's just go like 0.1. Contour that. Go up to Object. Break the contour part. If you grab the center one, it will grab the smaller one. Make the other one red so you know it's a hairline. Change it to a hairline. The other graphic doesn't have any lines in it. So now you have a cut line around that turtle. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.